What's up, YouTube? Not really a tutorial type of guy. I kind of just like to film my haircuts and let the people see. But in this particular one, I decided to do a little narration because his hair texture is a little tricky. He has blonde hair, and it's the kind of hair that on top, it looks thick, and it's really dense and dark. But once you cut it down and get down to the doing a closer fade, like a skin fade, you'll notice that his hair is not really dense. The follicles are spread out. And so he wanted a 2 on the top with a mid-ball fade. So what I first did after I balled out the sides, which I skipped that process, you can't see it, and then I cut the top down against the grain with a 2 guard. Instead of coming right back in and attacking that ball line as I normally would do with the open clipper, I am doing this in a different step where I'm fading down. So I came in with the 1.5 to fade that top part into the 2 going against the grain. And again, the reason I'm doing this is because, like I said, he has hair follicles that are spread out. So his hair is not really dense. So sometimes coming in on that type of hair with a open clipper, it will give the appearance of actually raising the line because the hair is spread out and the color is so light that you can barely see it. It's almost like vellus hair. So with that type of texture, I always like to blend down from big guard to small and try to see when I get near the bottom if I actually even need to go in with the open clipper or with a closed clipper. Most of the time that ball line is pretty much gone when I get down to the half guard, if I use the half guard. And if not, then the open clipper usually takes it out and the blend is in, and you really don't have to go in any further. If you do so, you'll actually raise that fade line and it won't look as blended as it would before you came in with that ball line. So here during this process, the barber next to me, he noticed that I wasn't doing the normal steps that I do with the fade, and he asked me a few questions. So I pretty much went over and explained exactly what I just said to you guys on the video to him, and hopefully that helps him when he tackles this type of hair texture as well. So here I am now. I have my 1 guard open, and I'm just coming down just a little bit lower than where I started with where I finished with the 1.5 guard close. And this is, like I said, just blending down, working that fade down until I get down to that very last line. And, then I can figure out and see what I need to do to get that last ball line out to complete the fade, to make a nice transition from mid ball fade up to a closed 2 against the grain. So right here, I'm switching to the half guard. And right now I am going up, attacking that ball line with the half guard. Because like I said, with his texture, his hair is not that dense. You know, the half guard starts to really blend out that ball line. So I'm just attacking that line, going in at different angles to try to get that blend in. And I believe at this point, the fade was pretty much coming in. It was blending. So it's kind of like I'm attacking that line, but I'm also doing some detail work. There I am blowing excess hair off the client. And, you know, I'm just doing what I need to do to get that ball line out without raising the fade. So at this point, I have removed the half guard, but I'm still being very gentle with that open clipper. As you can see, I'm just hitting specific points. I'm not necessarily, you know, going in with the entire blade. I'm kind of using the corners to the mid. I'm adjusting my lever as I go, because like I said, his hair is so thin that I definitely don't want to come in with a blade that's too narrow or too closed and raise that fade up. So I'm just taking my time hitting different spots. Like I said, because his hair follicles are spread out, I'm hitting the spots where the hair is dense and just lightening it up to make that blend look the way I want it. So let me say that in the back, his hair is the most dense. So in the back, I was kind of able to do my normal process of open clipper, open blade, reducing the blade down to closed blade and getting that line out. However, the sides are not as dense as the back. So like I said, I had to resort to a different technique. But in the back, I could stick to my standard method of fading open blade down to a closed blade. And I was able to get that line out really nicely and blend the fade in. Here you can see that I'm putting the half guard back on because, you know, I wanted it to have a nice transition to the fade. So I'm going back up a little higher and doing some detail work just to transition from the bald, you know, so it's a nice gradual, you know, in the industry, we call it a blurry fade, but basically a nice transition from bald up into that too. So I threw that half guard back on just to do some detail work, just to give it a nicer transition. this point, I believe I had the fade already in. I'm just going through with, doing some detail work, just hitting those hot spots, with his dense hair, with his less dense hair, just hitting those hot spots, making sure I got a nice blend, lighten it up in different areas, and overall just perfecting my fade. So here I am. I threw the one guard back on and just doing more detail work, just making sure I have a nice transition from bald up into that two guard. I don't want anything abrupt. I don't want it too sharp. I want a nice gradual transition from bald all the way up into the two guard at the top. So just going back through my guard system to really detail that fade and get it nice and blurry, nice and smooth, nice and gradual. Here I am once again. I threw the 1.5 guard back on, and once again I'm just detailing, just making sure that fade has a nice gradual transition from bald up into the two guard. Just going back through my guards, making sure getting that blend in as gradual as I can. At this point in the video, if you're enjoying it, you think it's good content, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe button, help me get my viewer subscription up, and help me get into the YouTube algorithm so that you'll be able to see more content like this. I definitely will be recording more haircuts and providing more content. I don't know if I'm going to do the voiceover or the tutorial style, but I definitely will be posting more haircuts. So once again, please hit that like and please hit that subscribe. And if you think it's good content, share it with a friend. Thanks in advance. So this is the last time you're gonna hear my voice on this video. I just want to let you know that I appreciate you for watching thus far. So here I am blowing the excess hair off the client, and I'm about to start raising him up to eye level to give him a nice crispy edge up. I've blended out the sides of the beard. He just wanted the very top of the beard blended out. He wanted to keep all of the length. He didn't even want me to go through too much and knock down the loose hairs. I believe I did anyway, but he was kind of adamant with just putting a line on it and fading out the very top. So here I am starting my edge up at the beard line, I believe. I apologize for the camera angle. I'm gonna have to work on my camera angle so that you are able to see everything. But yeah, like I said, this is the last time you hear my voice. You know, the edge up is kind of self-explanatory. So my name is Neil. I appreciate you watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it.